intent, the right effort. Again, facing a team like Boston, I think it's good to be able to play them, and see them and then play them again because, you're not used to the speed, the spacing, the shooting, all those things until you get up against them, especially coming from a series that we just came from that was, more of a half-court, slugfest where they play with more tempo, more space. So, we'll learn from it and we'll be better on Thursday.
You talk about the speed, the spacing, the shooting, just how little, margin of error, room for that is there defensively against their offense?
Yeah, I mean, you can't make mistakes, and you got to continue. And I thought, in the first half, they were getting open ones, so we could have been better at eliminating some of those. But then in the second half, they started to go. And then there was, a couple possessions where they missed them, and they got offensive rebound after offensive rebound, and then were able to create another one. So as good as they are offensively, you can't afford to have those types of lapses and give them multiple opportunities at it.
I know we talked about it a little bit pregame, but just with the quick turnaround time, did you see any of that toll of that 7-game series kind of towards that fourth quarter of this one?
Yeah, but again, I think, this was an opportunity for us to learn, and that's the most important thing is we got an opportunity to see them firsthand, see what we had in, and our guys got an opportunity to get reps at what we were trying to do, and I expect us, to get better as the series goes on.
Yeah, hi, JP.
What's up?
Just following up on the young lady's question, is it a quick turnaround? Is it a mental fatigue too? I mean, is that something that played into as well?
We went through it. You play it in Game 7. Obviously, there's an emotional toll that goes with that. But we're not making any excuses. We went out. We're here. We're going to compete. We competed, I thought, well. Just didn't do enough defensively in particular. And then, the lulls offensively, we've got to address those as well.
JB, what stood out about the way they guarded you? You guys got that 8 and 9 stretch in the first quarter, and then the second quarter, it seemed like they went to that drop, and it kind of stalled you guys a little bit. What stood out about Boston's defense in this one?
I mean, they've got good individual defenders, especially at key positions. Those two guards are really good defensively, obviously, and put some pressure on you there. But, again, I thought, we created some open shots. I thought we got some of the looks that we were looking for. They just didn't go. I think we missed 4 or 5 layups in that second quarter. Typically, we make those. We got some open threes from guys that we wanted to take them. We'll make more of those as the series goes along. But, they are good defensive teams, so give them credit.
I know you've talked about having to live with something when guarding them. You probably held Tatum to the kind of net you wanted to, but what allowed the other guys to get going off of him, you felt like?
Well, I mean, I think they made some tough shots. Derek White, some of the threes he hit were highly contested. But, again, that's what they do, right? They take those shots. They're capable of making those shots. So, again, we'll go back, we'll watch it, and we'll come out and be better Thursday.
Joe G.
Evan was really aggressive in the second half. I think he was 7 of 9, 8 of 10. Was there something he saw, and is that something he can carry into Thursday?
Yeah, I think that's why, those minutes that he played, in the fourth quarter were important for him because he was aggressive, he was attack-minded, and, again, that's momentum moving into Thursday, which is what we're aiming for, is to just continue to get better. This is going to be, a tough, long series, and we just got to make sure we're doing the job to get better every time we show up.
Ryan Lewis with the Beacon Journal. JB, when you have a scorer with Darius Garland's talent who just hasn't been able to get things going, especially in first halves, what things can you try to do just to allow him to find a rhythm a bit easier?
Keep believing in him. Keep showing our trust in him because we know what he's capable of. There's things we can get him more off the ball things where he doesn't have to fight pressure to create everything for himself. I think, the more we move the ball, the more open looks everybody's going to get. So I think that's something that we can focus on for Game 2.
And then between it looked like you guys were able to generate a little more space on the perimeter. Obviously, with their attack, they're able to generate a lot of space as well. Is it a significant, game flow shift from the Cavs Magic series to this series?
Yeah, I mean, it's like I said, it's a different game, especially for us defensively and what we're trying to do and what we're defending. You go from a team that didn't shoot a ton of threes to a team that wants to shoot, a whole bunch of threes. So, again, it'll take us a little bit of time to just kind of adjust. I think tonight was that night. And, again, my expectation is we'll watch it, we'll study it, we'll break it down some more, get more reps at it, and go at it again on Thursday.
Joe.
I imagine if you run out to the perimeter
against Boston. That they have enough guys that are really good with the ball in their hands. They can get by you. So how do you defend a team that is such a sort of a dual threat like that?
I mean, you got to do it. We have to do a better job of limiting the amount of three-pointers that they took. And, that is, being in our spots as early as we can be, but doing a better job than we did tonight of reading the basketball. As the ball moves, we have to move. When the ball is being picked up by an offensive player to make a pass, you can't wait till your guy catches the ball to react and move. So we just have to be earlier in our technique and make them put the ball on the floor and try to make them take more twos. It's not easy, obviously, but, eliminating the catch and shoot threes like we talked about before, that's where we have to be better. If they're going to take a bunch of pull-up dribble, threes, you contest them, you live with those more than you catch and shoot ones.
And then with Jarrett Allen, I mean, we all know he's really hurting. What is the process like when we get to game days to see if he can play, and is he close?
Every day he tries to do more and more and test the mobility. And I think that's where, we'll get the signs of whether or not he'll be able to go and when he'll be able to play. And it's just, again, player safety. We're not going to put him out there if he can't protect himself. And, that's where he's been at to this point.
Chris.
Hey, JB, apologies if you've already been asked this. What can you do, if anything, to get more consistency out of Darius?
Again, I got to help him. It's on me to help him. There's more things where we can get him off the ball, like we were talking about before you got here. But also with our ball movement, I think everybody will find more open shots and just trying to create things for him that he doesn't have to work so hard for. I think, now when he's bringing the ball up the floor versus pressure and, back-to-back series versus very good defensive-minded guards, it wears on him. So it's on me to help him, and we'll do that.
And then you guys got outscored 17-6 in the non-Mitchell minutes, the ones of consequence anyway. Is there a thought to trying to push him even more and limit the amount of times that you go away from him?
Again, we try to put him out there as long as we can. He's playing over 40 minutes a game. So, we're doing our best to keep him out there because we know how impactful he is, but we're not going to run him into the ground, so he's got nothing left in the fourth quarters either.
Last one in the middle.
Hey, JB, Kari Thompson, Boston.com. I just want to ask you real quick about Boston's bigs, your thoughts on how they did without Porzingis, especially Luke Kornet getting some of those minutes in there?
They're good. Al Horford, has been doing this for a very, very long time. He's extremely intelligent. He understands, defensive schemes. He can switch